Most survival movies let you breathe, give you hope. These 12, they'll bury you alive, starve you in the jungle, freeze you on mountains, and leave you begging for an ending that never comes. Think you can handle it? Let's find out. Number 12, The Impossible. The Impossible puts you right in the middle of the 2004 tsunami in Thailand. Maria Henry and their 3 young boys are staying at a beach resort when the giant wave hits. And I mean giant. A wall of water so big it wipes out everything in its path. The director doesn't take it easy on you. The wave scene is so real and scary, it's hard to watch. You see Maria and her oldest son, Lucas, get pulled apart from their family, thrown around by water and broken buildings. What comes next is even harder. Maria is bleeding badly. Lucas is just a kid trying to keep his mom alive. Meanwhile, Henry is far away, searching through crowded hospitals, not knowing if anyone he loves made it. This movie is huge and personal at the same time. It asks one scary question. When everything falls apart in seconds, is love enough to save you? The acting will destroy you emotionally. This isn't just about surviving. It's about pushing through pain, loss, and odds that seem impossible to beat. Number 11, 127 Hours. 127 Hours tells the true story of Aaron Ralston and his worst nightmare. Aaron loves climbing through canyons. He's done it tons of times. But on one solo trip in Utah, a huge rock shifts and traps his arm. Now his fun weekend has turned into a death trap. He has a little bit of water, a dull knife, a video camera, and 5 days before his body gives up. What makes this movie so good and so hard to watch is that you're stuck there with him. The director uses split screens and dreams to keep things moving even when Aaron can't. You watch him save every drop of water. You watch him scratch his name into the canyon wall. You watch hope turn into fear and then something darker. Then comes the choice. The one you know is coming, but you still can't believe it. The acting is raw and real, and the movie doesn't look away. It shows you every terrible second. Because surviving isn't always brave. Sometimes it's just doing what you have to do, no matter how awful it is. Number 10, The Road. The Road puts you in a future America where nothing grows anymore. The sun can barely shine through gray clouds, and most people have become something scary. A father and his young son push a shopping cart south, hoping warmer weather will help them live. They search through empty houses, hide from dangerous groups, and eat tiny bits of food that might be their last. The father is played with desperate, haunted love. The boy has never seen the world before this, only this cold, dying place. We see flashbacks of the boy's mother, who shows us what was lost and why she couldn't keep going. What makes The Road so brutal isn't blood or scary moments. It's the hopelessness that fills every scene. The director shows us a world with no color and no mercy, where being kind is dangerous and trusting someone can get you killed. The father teaches his son words to remember. We're carrying the fire. It's the only thing keeping them human. But what happens when that fire starts going out? Number 9, Everest. Everest drops you into 1996, one of the deadliest years on the mountain. 2 climbing groups, led by guides Rob Hall and Scott Fisher, are racing to the top with paying customers who've wanted this their whole lives. At 26,000 feet, you enter the death zone. That's where your body starts dying. Slowly, quietly, every breath is a struggle. The director doesn't make climbing look cool. He shows you the ugly truth. Frostbite that turns your fingers black. Being so tired that every step feels like drowning. And traffic jams on narrow edges where one mistake means falling thousands of feet. Then a massive storm hits. Now it's not about getting to the top, it's about getting down. And in blinding snow with broken radios and empty oxygen tanks, getting down feels impossible. The cast is full of great actors who make you feel every hard breath. You'll feel the cold in your bones. You'll feel the fear in your chest. And just when you think we've seen every way nature can hurt you, let's head into the woods. Number 8, The Ritual.
Don't fucking move. Give me your wallet.
4 friends go hiking in the Swedish woods to honor a friend who died. It's supposed to help them heal and reconnect. Instead, the ritual turns their trip into a nightmare. When one friend hurts his knee, they take a shortcut through an unmarked forest. Big mistake. They find weird symbols carved into trees, an old cabin filled with creepy, strange objects, and something in the woods that doesn't want them to leave. This isn't your normal monster movie. The director uses guilt, sadness, and fear as weapons. The friends start fighting each other. Bad dreams mix with real life, and whatever's hunting them seems to know them, their fears, their secrets, their shame. The forest feels alive and heavy, like it's watching. What makes The Ritual so brutal isn't just the scary parts. It's the feeling that there's no escape. You can't run from what's in your own head. And when the creature finally shows itself, you realize it's been there the whole time watching. Number 7, Buried. Buried stars Ryan Reynolds gives his best performance as Paul Conroy, an American truck driver in Iraq who wakes up in a wooden box. He has a lighter, a dying phone, and about 90 minutes of air left. The director never leaves the coffin. No flashbacks, no outside scenes. Just Paul, the darkness, and tons of dirt above him. He calls his wife, his boss, the government, his kidnappers. Every call is a race against time, and a system that doesn't care if he lives or dies. Sand starts pouring through cracks in the wood. The phone battery is dying. The lighter keeps going out. It's tight and scary in a way most movies won't try. You feel the walls closing in. You feel the air getting thin. You feel every single second ticking away. Reynolds makes you believe the panic, the anger, the desperation, and the slow, terrible realization that help might not come. It's nonstop, it's suffocating, and it doesn't give you a break. Number 6. The Tower. The Tower is a South Korean disaster movie that turns a fancy skyscraper into a deadly trap in seconds. A helicopter spraying fake snow for a party loses control, crashes into the building, and starts a huge fire that spreads through floor after floor. Suddenly, escape paths fall apart. Elevators turn into ovens, stairways fill with smoke, and thousands of party guests realize there's no way down. The director creates chaos on a huge scale. You've got a brave firefighter racing against time to save people, a building manager trying desperately to get guests to safety, including his own young daughter, a restaurant manager making quick choices that decide who lives or dies. The actors give raw, real performances while the building literally falls apart around them. Floors collapse, glass breaks everywhere. Fire doesn't care who you are. What makes The Tower so brutal is how fast it happens. One moment you're celebrating, the next you're choosing between burning or jumping. The action is huge, but the fear is personal. People stuck in elevators, hanging onto cables, kept from loved ones by walls of flame. It's non-stop. It's heartbreaking. And it asks one simple question. When everything's on fire, how far will you go to save someone else? Number 5. Greenland. Greenland is a disaster movie that doesn't waste time. John Garrity, his wife Allison, and their young son get a text. You've been chosen for emergency rescue, government shelters, a chance to survive. Sounds like hope, right? It's not. The director throws you into total chaos. Highways turn into giant parking lots. Military bases get rushed by desperate crowds. Phone and internet systems stop working. Cities light up like matches as comet pieces slam into Earth. The lead actors aren't playing action heroes. They're playing parents. Scared, separated, making impossible choices while society falls apart around them. Their son has medical problems. The rescue lists are strict. And when the family gets split up, every time they meet again feels like a miracle that might not happen. What makes Greenland so brutal is how real it feels. No scientists saving the day. No last-minute fixes. Just normal people fighting through falling order, deciding whether to trust others or save themselves, racing toward rumored flights to shelters they're not even sure are real. The clock is ticking. The sky is falling, and being kind becomes the hardest thing to find. It's exhausting, it's nonstop, and it hits way too close to home. Number 4. The Revenant. Hugh Glass is a scout in 1820s America. After a grizzly bear attacks him, in a scene so intense you won't forget it, his fellow trappers leave him for dead in the frozen wilderness. Alone, broken, barely alive. What happens next is one of the most intense revenge and survival stories ever filmed. The director shot everything in real sunlight and freezing cold weather. The lead actor actually crawled through frozen rivers, slept inside dead animal bodies, and survived conditions that would destroy most people. It's not acting, it's real suffering. Glass drags himself hundreds of miles with a broken leg, a torn throat, and one goal: find the men who left him behind. The wilderness is gorgeous and deadly. The camera work is stunning, huge, cold, and uncaring. You feel every frozen step, every struggling breath, every moment where his body begs him to stop, but his mind won't let him. It's brutal. It's like poetry, and the actor finally won his Oscar for this role. Number 3. The Platform.
Soon there will be less.
The Platform is a Spanish nightmare movie set in a tall prison called The Hole. 2 prisoners per floor, hundreds of floors, and once a day, a platform full of fancy food comes down from the top. Here's the problem. It only stops for 2 minutes at each floor. The people at the top eat like kings. The people in the middle grab what they can, and the people at the bottom, they starve, or worse. Every month, prisoners wake up on a different random floor. You could go from eating well to starving overnight. The system is built to break your body, your mind, and your morals. A man named Goreng signs up thinking it's just an experiment. It is, just not the kind with a safe exit. What makes The Platform so brutal isn't the violence, though there's plenty. It's how it shows us greed, desperation, and what we become when there's not enough and no one's watching. The director traps you in cold concrete and even colder human choices. It's intense, ugly, and you can't look away. Think you'd act better? The movie says you probably wouldn't. Number 2. The Painted Bird. Shot in beautiful sad black and white, this movie follows a nameless boy walking through Eastern Europe during World War II. He gets separated from his family and is passed from village to village. Each place treats him with cruelty that feels old and endless. He's hurt, beaten. He sees terrible violence. Every new place promises safety but brings suffering. Farmers, soldiers, fighters. No one stays kind for long. The director doesn't make the horror dramatic. He shows it cold, honest, and without any relief. There are no heroes here, just survival at its most basic and dehumanizing. The boy doesn't talk much. He doesn't have to. His eyes tell you everything. It's based on a controversial book, and the movie lives up to it. This isn't fun to watch. It's something you endure. Almost 3 hours of diving into the darkest parts of war and what humans can do to each other. It's beautiful in how brutal it is, and it will hurt to watch. Number 1, Martyrs. Martyrs is a French horror movie that starts as a revenge story and turns into something much darker, stranger, and more disturbing than you're ready for. Lucy escaped from some mysterious prison when she was a kid. Years later, she finds the people she thinks hurt her and brings her only friend Anna along for violent payback. It's only the start. What follows is a deep dive into trauma, guilt, and a horrifying experiment that tests how much suffering a person can take. The director doesn't just push limits. He erases them completely. The film has 2 halves. The first is brutal. The second is haunting. The violence isn't just for shock. It's meant to suffocate you and break both the characters and you, the viewer. Martyrs asks a question most films won't touch. What if suffering had a purpose? What if pain could show you something beyond normal life? The answer it gives will stay with you long after it ends. This isn't a fun movie. It's not for date night. It's a film that asks something from you. Your attention, your discomfort, your willingness to sit with something deeply upsetting. Some call it a masterpiece. Some call it unwatchable. It's both. And if you make it to the end, you'll never forget it.